Hey, this is Too Fierce, and I am at my book launch party, and we're having a great time. All of my friends that could make it came on this holiday weekend, and I'm really, really appreciative to everybody. And I want to thank my everybody that's helping me. However, I want to introduce my book. This is Being Too Fierce, one woman's incredible journey through foster care to a world champion boxer. The book is about me growing up in foster care. I've been through 13 different placements, and it was a struggle. By no means is this a book about victimization, but it's about victory. And I wrote this to inspire and to help other people who don't think that they can make it through the system, especially children. But I also wrote it for women and people who feel like if they wanted to start something, they could actually start it for themselves, start it at whatever age they choose. I started boxing when I was 28. Everyone told me that there's no way that I'll make it as a professional champion. 5 years later, with my plan, I made it as a world champion boxer, and that's what Being Too Fierce is all about. And I hope that you guys check me out. My book will be available starting Monday on beingtoofierce.com. I also can be emailed at toofierce@live.com if there's interest. And you can always hit me up on Facebook, Lisa Cohen, boxer. Thank you so much.
I'm Barrington Scott, and I'm here with my main man, Redz, who was the trainer for the championship fight. Redz, we want to talk about the night leading up, the night of the fight leading up to the fight. Well, we were there in New Orleans, and we wanted to make sure that Lisa was ready for this particular fight. My role was marketing. We had bought a lot of photographs and passed it out in the crowd to make sure that everybody would be for Lisa that particular night. You remember that?
Yeah, definitely.
And there was a brawl before the brawl, and I'll let Redz talk about that.
No, you go, bro.
Well, it's we were just so excited to be there. We wanted to make sure that Lisa was prepared, and Redz, unlike most female fighters during that time in that era, we made sure that he would actually fight Lisa to the point where she would get upset and be ready for something of that nature.
Yeah, the brawl before the brawl.
Before the brawl.
In the sparring session.
Right. and we actually had a sparring session before the fight, which Redz I thought was going to knock her out. And we said, oh my God. But that particular situation got her so excited and so upset, and it actually prepared her for what kind of punches she would be taking during this fight. As you know, Kathy was from Canada, and she was a champion at that time in Canada. So this was a major piece down in New Orleans.
Yeah, Lisa dropped her left hand, and I countered with the right hook. The same thing I told her to watch out for. And that began the fight before the fight, because she jumped up and hit me in the eye with a strong, straight right hand, and I actually had to put makeup on my face to go into the ring with her. And that was the fight before the fight. And that's what got her ready immediately to win that championship bout.
We're here with the champ, Lisa, and only a few of us were there at the fight that can talk about it. So we're gonna get the champ's version of what happened the night of the fight, the brawl before the brawl.
Oh, the night before the brawl. Well, you all don't know it, but I had to fight before I came into the fight. And it was not with a sparring partner or, someone that approached me in the street. It was with my trainer, Redz. Redz is in the book, and I tell all about how he did me. But I took care of things, and I am really happy to have him here tonight, and along with my main man, Bo, because I say nice things in the book about Bo, not so nice about Redz. But I love them both. But here's Redz to tell his. Oh, I want to hear his side first, though, because this is going to be really interesting.
My side is the only side. I told her that Kathy rocks her right hand, and she should drop her left hand over the top, which she refused to do. So I hit her with a right hook. She fell. She got back up, and she hit me square in the eye. And I actually had to wear makeup in the fight.
True.
That's the fight before the fight.
That's actually pretty true, except for the part about dropping the right hand over the top, because he forced my hand down and landed. I couldn't see that whole fight, but it did do one thing. It made me keep my left hand up the entire time.
Sure.
I think he gave me a stigma in that eye for life, though.
Really?
I appreciate it because I got the belt.
Well, I can just say that one thing that I was very proud about with Lisa was that very few folks during that era had their own gymnasium. She had her own gym. She had her own line of boxing gloves and even the bag too, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. And so we were just so proud for DC. In fact, one of the fights we had the DC flag as the trunks, right?
Yes.
So yeah, we tried to do a wonderful job of marketing the nation's capital, as well as Lisa and her fights. And she did her part, we did our part, and we had a winning combination. So this is a wonderful thing to be here, bringing all us back for her big night, the book night. And I'm just going to encourage everybody to go out and purchase the book. I think you'll find some wonderful things in it, and very interesting things. And thank you, Lisa, for writing your story.
Thank you. Thank you, Bo. And thank you for being there for me, because you were the real deal. When you came into that gym and you introduced yourself to me, there had been a lot of shady characters that had come through there, and I was really fortunate to meet the real deal. But let me just say this about my trainer also. One of the reasons why I chose him was because he used to train pit bulls to fight. And I mean, to some degree, that's exactly what he did with me. He trained me like a pit bull. Literally. So there we go. Thank you.
Well, one thing for sure, two things for certain. She knew how to take a punch that night, before and after.
That's true.
And I want to say one thing. Lisa, I never told you this, but thank you for the privilege of you allowing me to work with you as a fighter, honestly.
Every time you think somebody's going to say they love you, it turns into something else, but you're welcome.
Wait a minute. For the record, I do love you.
Thanks.
You know we love you.
Don't get it twisted. I love you.
Thank
All right?
I love you too, and I love you both too. Very.